All right, hello everyone, and in this video, I'll be going to give you a simple code all about um, the bubble sort algorithm. So for the bubble sort algorithm, the same thing that we actually certainly use here, the scanner and the arrays, since we are dealing with this arrays as well as the input user input. So let's move on with this will be our class main that consisting of our all codes. Okay, let's move on here then for the public static void bubble sort int array. So that method is the bubble sort method, which we do have right there that it takes an integer array, this one array, as a parameter and sorts it using the bubble sort algorithm. So we'll begin to see the methods inside in that particular class. So it is stated as public static void since public method is only accessible for is actually accessible from anywhere. And static, the method can be called without creating an instance of the main class, and then void, the method does not return anything. So that is important then. Now we have here, we initialize n equals to array.length. So this that particular one is we declare an integer n, which assigns it the length of the array r, this one here. This is used to determine the number of the elements in the array. So if you'll begin to ask how many elements of the array, that is the thing that will um be the one to identify and stored in that array. Now, that n. Okay. Afterwards, we have here the for loop. For int I is equals to 0 and I is less than to n, then minus 1, I plus plus. So this is the outer loop that iterates n minus 1 times. Since after n minus 1 iteration, the array is guaranteed to be sorted. So the loop variable I here keeps on tracking of the current iteration number. So since in our sorting and iteration in each step that consists of n minus 1. Then system dot out print line iteration I plus 1 and combination of some of that character. So that will identify the number or what specific iteration is it. For example, if the iteration is, the element is 6, so there will be 5 iterations. So iteration 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then in each step later on, we'll begin to see that one. Now, so after that one, that line there, print the current iteration number, starting from number 1, of course, then iterate that from I plus 1, increment that into I plus 1, increment into n. Now, we also do have here the Boolean swap equals to false, which a flag here is set to false. That flag will help you to determine if any swapping occurred during that iteration. If no swaps occur, the array is already sorted and we can stop early. So afterwards, we have the loop right there, the inner for loop that performs the comparison. So this that is the comparing of the element inside of that for loop already. So we have here the nj, j less than n minus I minus 1, and j plus plus. So that inner loop performs the comparison and loops over the unsorted portion of the array, which decreases with each outer loop iteration. So inside that for loop, that condition here then, that ensures that with each outer loop, the iteration, fewer elements are compared since the largest elements bubble to the end of the array, since kung sorted na siya, it will be bring into the rightmost, and we cannot touch that anymore, and we consider that already as a sorted, diba? Now, so for the comparison here then, we are having right there, if array j greater than array j plus 1, so we are comparing that, checks if the current element of j here, if it is greater than the next element. So for example, ang left mo is it great? You are comparing to that to the next element. If that returns true, that means to say the two elements are out of order, and there must be a swap needed. Now, afterwards, we have here the int temporary and equals to array j, then array j is equals to array j plus 1, then array j plus 1 is equals to temp. So that line right there, that performed the swap. That's the swap happen. So first, the current array j is temporarily stored into the temporary variable. So, ginstore natin siya. And then the current element, which is the array j, is replaced by the next element. So, we replace that into the next element, the array j plus 1. Then finally, the element array j plus 1 is replaced by the value stored in the temporary, which was the original j. So, then swap is equals to true. The flag swap is set to true to indicate that the swap has occurred during that iteration. Now, afterwards, we have here we print out the system, sorry for the fillers. Step, we have j plus 1, then concatenation of array to string array. So that prints the state of the array, each comparison. So compare naton per sang iteration niya. Gina step by step naton in each in 0, 1 index, 1 to 2 index, amo na siya here. That is happening right there. It shows current state of the array, the j step comparison, and if there will be a possible swap. Dira na siya. Now, afterwards, we close the loop. Then, if statement, and we also do have break. So if no swap right there occurred in inner loop, so that swap is still false right there. So it means that the array is already sorted, and our algorithm can terminate that early. That's why we do have the break right there. That improves the efficiency of our algorithm by preventing unnecessary passes through the array once it's already sorted, though it will still print the steps, man. Then afterwards, let's go with the main method. So same thing, we do have the scanner that creates a scanner object here to read the input input from the user, I mean. Then afterwards, we're printing this kinemerot dyan. Then we're asking the number of elements. Then afterwards, int n scanner, so that this reads the integer input from the user, so, and stores that into the n variable, and which represent the number of elements in the array. So amo na siya kagina as what I've mentioned is ababaw. And afterwards, we do have the int equals to array new int n that creates a integer array, which is the r, that with a size of our n, then the number of elements entered by the user. So afterwards, we ask the user to input the specific item or numbers or the integers. So if how many ang gin-ask diri, so amo man siya ang numbers of integers that you have to input right there. That's why we do have the for loop, that the loop iterates n times and reads each integer entered by the user. In that, the entered integer are stored in the array r, in this one here, that is being stored right there. And afterwards, we also printed here the initial array. What are those thing that we have stored in our array I? So it will be stored, and we'll print that. And after that, we want to perform the bubble sort algorithm. We call the method. After calling the method, after doing that recursively, we will also print the sorted and erase the string R. Amo na siya ang last na nga na sort, amo na siyang gintawag naton, and we end the scanner as well. So that's how it worked then. So let's try to run this. If does it work? So enter the elements. So say for example 6, then 56, 12, 5, 78, and 1. Say for example we have that element. So say for example we have that. So you have here compare 56, 12. So 12, 56, then 56, 5 na naman. So 556, 56 and 78. So as afterwards 56, 78 as is. Then supposedly here then sang aton nga next will be 78 and 1, so 178, then 78 and 9, so 978. So second iteration na naman, 512, so 1256, then 56 and 1, mahimo 156, then 56 and 9, mahimo 956, 56, 78. The same. Now, since that is sorted already, we will not touch the 56 and 78. So iteration 3 na naman. 5 and 12, so as is. 12 and 1, change. 1 and 12 already. 12 and 9, change. 9, 12. And 12 is already there in the place. 1 and 5, so as is. 5 and 9, as is. So afterwards, the iteration 5, 1 and 5, so as is. And we printed the sorted element. So that's how it worked then. The same as we illustrate earlier. So that's how it worked for the for our certain steps right there. That is how it certainly works. So thank you so much and have a great day then. So that's the end of our bubble sort program, and see you in the next video.